Mm-hmm.
The guy's like, "Oh God damn it, come on, please, just work with me here. Come on." I'm like, "Sir, I really can't. Like, I can't just like tow you to like a McDonald's like 100 miles away. Then
I'm
we'd be
trying to work with
yeah.
you.
I'm trying to work with you here. Like, there's only like so many boundaries I have here."
Right.
The guy
What
go,
about could you have like upgraded his membership so he could have gotten the bigger tail? But he probably wouldn't have been about that either, I'm sure.
"No, because then he would have had to wait 7 days for the upgrade."
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't work. Man.
I just man.
Good thing you're out of there, dude. And now you don't have to really deal with customers, right? You're in the back making donuts. You don't really do you deal with customers or no?
No, not at all.
Awesome.
Not at all.
Yeah, getting away from the general public is the way to go. Unless you have a
Like,
choice about who it is. Like now, as you know, I'm trying to become a career guitar instructor, which I actually just got my first official student as of this past Saturday. So that's fucking
fucking A,
awesome.
rock on, sir.
Yeah, thank you, man. So I'm trying to make that shit happen. So I mean, that's a little different. That's still general public, but at the same time, I kind of have control. Like
Yeah.
even the guy who runs the company is like, listen, at any time, if you can't accept a student or you don't want a student, no hard feelings. Just let me know, and it's as simple as that. You can take whatever student you want. You can deny any student that you want, and there's no hard feelings. I'm like, fucking A,
Yeah.
perfect. And especially now because I am working full time, so I can't necessarily just take any student. So if he calls me up and he's like, "Hey, I got a student at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday," I'd have to be like, "Ugh, sorry, no,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work." And they'd be like, "Okay, no problem." No discussion, no nothing, just
No,
that's
and
it.
I'm sure like you even told him ahead of time, like, hey, my work schedule Monday through Friday, work until like 4 o'clock or whatever. He's like, all right, so if I got like a student for you, let's say like a Friday night at like 7 o'clock, would that be okay with you or something like that? Like, that's good that it gives you that control.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
And the
the
other thing too that he's really cool about is that I told him that, because Liz being immuno compromised with COVID still obviously rampant out there, that I need to be super careful. So my students, like, we need to take an extra layer of precaution to make sure they're going to wear a mask or be 6 feet distance or ideally both. And so he confirmed that with this student. I showed up, everything was cool. Everybody was wearing a mask. We were able to be distant and shit, and there was no problem.
fucking
So.
a.
Yeah, so I really can't complain. In fact, it was awesome. So I'm really stoked about it, man.
Yeah, it's like the only like interaction that I have with the public now is like there's like there's two windows in the front of the house and they're both covered by like an American flag. Every now and then like a kid will like lift up the flag just to kind of look at the back of the house and like if I see that like oh wave hey or whatnot or like show them
Yeah,
donuts like hey.
that's cool, man. That's
But
cool.
yeah, other than that, no interaction with the public at all.
That's the way to go, man. I feel like especially like for you because I just feel like you and the public don't mix because like I don't know
Which
like
is weird, man, because I'm really really like empathetic. Like I want to help
you
people.
are. Yeah, you definitely are, but I feel like, people just get under your skin really quick, dude. And
I'm
I
an
get
empath.
that. I get that, but at the same time, like
Like
if you can't be like whoo about it, then yeah, you really shouldn't be working with the
it's
public.
almost like a circus shy like sideshow freak. So like, come see the empath that hates people but still wants to help them.
Yeah,
Come
pretty
see the
much.
bearded Bruce.
I understand you. I fucking hate you, but I understand you.
Yeah, like look, I want to help you. I hate you, but I want to help you.
Yeah. Kevin Smith really nailed it when he said just because they serve you doesn't mean they like you.
Exactly.
That is 100% accurate.
Yeah, but it's just like look, man, like anytime like I've gone to like like a restaurant or like even like a Best Buy, I never treat anybody like shit. Like
Mm.
even if I have like
Yeah.
even like if I have like a major like issue like hey something this thing is defective or something like that, I'm like all right, you know what, shit happens all the time. Let me give them a chance to try and make things right. Let's see what they can do to help me.
Right. Yeah, it would take an awful lot for me to really lose my shit. But like I said, I try my damnedest when I'm calling people, if even if I have an issue, to be like, hey, this is my problem. Can you help me out? Like, but I don't call and be like, you need to fucking help me right now. Like, because you're not going to get anywhere with that. All you're going to do by doing that is make that person's job more miserable because they have to do the same job anyway,
Yeah,
but you're just going to make them hate their job a little bit more. And like, I don't go to other, I don't go to other people's jobs and piss them off, so I wouldn't want them to come to my job and piss me off. Like that's just not cool. But for some reason, it's okay when it's customer service. Like I feel
Yeah,
like this should be the next branch of social justice warriorship, is where you have to tackle fucking
cancel customers.
cancel customers.
Dude,
Yeah, man.
I'm all for it. That means you don't have a job anymore. Okay.
Yeah, man. At the very least, we could just keep making our videos and hope that people learn their lesson. I kind of doubt it, but
Oh, dude, I doubt
we
it.
can do our small part.
Dude, I really fucking doubt it.
Me too.
But no, like I try and go by that rule that like not Jim Cornette, fucking Jim Ross explains. Like anytime he had talent like in his office or whatnot, he would always say like, look, if you have a problem with the old man, converse with him. Don't confront him, just converse with him. If you confront him, you're not going to get your way.
Mm.
So like anytime like
Mm.
me and my boss, like anytime we've like disagreed on something like that, I converse with him. I don't confront him about it. Call him like, you fucking douchebag, fucking piece. No, you got to fix this. Like, hey man, there's an issue with this, this, and this. And he's like, oh shit, all right. Well, let's see what we can do to fix that. Or like, hey, I don't agree with that. Let's keep going with this way. And if we can find a different
Mm.
solution that like works for the both of us, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty lucky too because I'm pretty good about keeping my cool at work, and also the mute button is my savior because I can
oh, dude,
literally who was it, the Bob Euchre I think it was, who you said was like a
yes.
jazz musician with it. I feel like I've gotten to that level, not to toot my own horn, but I can be like, okay, sure, hang on just one moment while I look up your account here, you fucking douchebag. All right, so it looks like you're at 1325 26th Street here, and you fucking moron. Next time, call with your fucking information. And it looks here, it's the lab system.
Dude, I was pretty much like a jazz musician with that damn thing.
You need to be. You need to be. You need to let it out, some way or another.
Yeah, because dude, it wouldn't have surprised me like when I returned like the phone and like the computer and whatnot, like everything's still working, but they're like, huh, the mute button on your phone's kind of worn out. What happened there? Like, oh,
You don't want to know.
you don't know?
It got moist.
Let me tell you a story here about an old lady up in New Hampshire.
Well,
Well, she broke it down. She was on a 10th Avenue freakout, I think.
Andrew, why do you suddenly sound like Bruce Springsteen? It's a long story.
It's a long story. Let me tell you something about it. See, one day,
Fuck.
I was talking to a guy. He says, hey, man, you're telling all these stories, and you sound like that guy from Jersey. And I said, oh, man, Jersey. I know a lot about Jersey. Let me tell you a story about it.
Did you see the Jeep commercial that he did?
No, I didn't.
People were giving him all kinds of shit because like he was doing a Jeep commercial where he drives like to the middle of the country and he's like dressed like a cowboy and shit. And they're like, "You're from Jersey. You know fuck all about being a fucking cowboy." Like, it's kind of funny.
But, dude,
It's true. I mean, he's from Jersey. Where's there a cow pasture or a cowboy hat within fucking 100 yards of New Jersey?
yeah, but it's still, it's Bruce fucking Springsteen.
I never liked Bruce Springsteen, I gotta
I,
say.
I
Not
dig
like,
I dig Springsteen. Like I've
do
never
you?
seen him live or whatnot, but like, one of those songs come out, I'm like, all right, this is cool, man. I like Springsteen.
See, I never. I mean, I don't
Like
know.
he like Springsteen. I'll put it in a kind of perspective. Like I was never like a big Tom Petty fan. If Tom Petty's song
Hmm.
comes on the radio, cool, I'll listen to it. I went and
Hmm.
saw Tom Petty live once. It was for free, that's why. But
Yeah.
I was like, man, I dig Tom Petty. He's cool. I don't have any of the albums or anything like that, but I was like, you know what? I dig him.
Hmm.
Same thing with like Springsteen. Same thing with, I think Rush, I think, is on that level for me too.
Right on.
Whereas like I dig him, but I'm not kind of considered like a fan, so to
You're not
speak.
going to go out of your way to find them.
No.
Yeah, if they come across your radar, then maybe you'll stick around, but
Yeah.
but it's certainly not going to be a case where they come on the radio and it's like click.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have too many bands that are like that, honestly. Like even if Springsteen came on the radio, depending on what song it is, like Born in the USA or Dancing in the Dark, like those are catchy tunes. I might leave those on, but I'm kind of like, whatever about Springsteen. And honestly, Tom Petty too. Like I dig Tom Petty, but for the most part, it's sort of like, And I'm also that way about like the Rolling Stones. I never really got why people love the Rolling Stones so much. It's sort of like,
Oh,
I mean, yeah, they're all right. I wouldn't turn them off, but I don't love them, that's for sure.
well, no, like the Rolling Stones, I dig like one or two of their songs. Like "Start Me Up," I think that's a great fucking song.
Mm,
I think
yeah.
it's a great fucking song. I love it.
The best thing I like about the Rolling Stones is what Keith Richards said about open tunings on a guitar because he plays an open tuning, which basically means that when you strum the guitar, it plays a chord, so you don't have to like fret anything. I mean, and it plays the chord. So he described it as four strings, three fingers, and one asshole. It's perfect. It's a completely perfect description of how to play open tunings.
Jesus, man. Thought he was gonna follow it up with like takes a drag off a cigarette. He's like, that asshole's name's Mick Jagger.
You know who punched out Chuck Berry?
He
Or no,
did.
Chuck Berry punched him out rather.
Punched out Mick Jagger or Keith Richards?
No, Chuck Berry punched out Keith Richards.
All right.
Yeah, if you watch the documentary Hail Hail Rock and Roll, he talks about it. It's the documentary about Chuck Berry because he played guitar for Chuck for a little bit,
Hmm.
and he was trying to be like the technician or whatever, and like setting the amp tones a certain way. And Chuck is very much like, no, I set the amp how I like it, and you do not touch it. And I guess like he had had enough, and Keith at one point adjusted it again, and he just went out back and bam, knocked him cold.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess it doesn't take much to knock out Keith Richards, but.
Yeah, but
That's the amplifier, the guitar, the Chuck Berry. What? Take the moist out of your mouth.
it was pretty funny. I remember Springsteen released like a new single and whatnot, and like it was a direct rip off of Kiss. Like you could tell.
Really?
Not even a good Kiss song, but it was "I Was Made for Loving You."
Really?
Really.
Oh my God, you got to send that to me. I got to check that out. Like I don't really dig Springsteen, but that's hilarious. Of all the songs to pick to cover or do it like a rip off of,
Oh yeah.
I was made. Now we're getting a copyright strike. Baby, you were made for loving
Again,
me.
catchy song. Is it my favorite Kiss one? No.
No.
But if it came on the radio, yeah, fuck it, I'll keep it on. Why not?
Yeah. You would not throw it out of bed for eating crackers.
No. I truth be told, I'd probably be the one eating crackers. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. Um, but no, apparently the song was called Outlaw Pete, and
Outlaw Pete for loving you,
yeah.
baby.
But no, it was the opening track from Springsteen's 2009 album "Working on a Dream."
Working on a dream, huh? That
Yeah,
sounds like running on. What is it? Wasn't there a Tom Petty song, "Running on a Dream"?
yeah. I'm
Running
running
on.
down a dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, those are exactly the lyrics too. Run down, Jane. I love how at the end he just talks and he's like, running down, Dream.
Yeah, but I mean that was Tom Petty. He didn't really sing so much as he kind of like walked that line of like singing and talking at the same time. It's kind of like Alice Cooper or fucking Ace Frehley.
That's true. That's true. It's funny how some singers can really get away with that sort of shit, like Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, Ace Frehley. Like some singers is just like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then other singers you hear that and you're just like, oh God, they're
I mean,
they're
Bob Dylan
awful.
just kind of like stretches out his words. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back to them.
That's another guy I could kind of like do without is Bob Dylan. I've never like you actually I remember one point where you invited me to go see Mark Knopfler and Bob Dylan, and I was like, dude, for the price, I know that a lot of that price is to go see Dylan, and I'm just not a Dylan fan. So I'd be the kind of guy to be like, let's go see Knopfler and then fucking leave. But like, I'm not spending all that money to just go see Knopfler. That's ridiculous.
Shit,
But
dude, I would have gone to see Knopfler and fucking fucked off after that.
would you have?
Yeah, Yeah, the
That
guy's a
seems
hell of a
like a
guitar
waste
player.
of money though. Like you spend all that money and you watch that. It'd be like not to shit on Joe here, but remember when he went to see it? What was it, Aerosmith and Kiss? And you're like, you didn't stay for Aerosmith?
Dude, I still give him shit to this day for that. And it's been like what? It was like 2006 or something like that when that tour was.
At least 10, 15 years or something, right?